I'll never forget the day I received this devastating phone call from my wife. Hello?
Honey, you're not gonna believe this. The doctor just told me that I have cancer. I'm ruined. I will never be the same again.
I was shocked by the horrifying words I heard from Karen's lips when my phone rang after her doctor's appointment. Thankfully, this life-threatening tragedy was all a blessing in disguise because it led to what could just be the most powerful fat-burning shortcut ever discovered for people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. A weight loss breakthrough specifically designed to overcome the dramatic hormonal shift that takes place inside your body after you turn 35 years old. A 12-minute fountain of youth metabolic secret so powerful, so effective, that it helped my wife Karen, a 56-year-old grandma and cancer survivor suffering from early onset menopause and pre-diabetes, lose 8 pounds of pure belly fat in only 4 days, an average of 1 to 2 inches per day, and then another 18 pounds of belly fat the next few weeks, reversing 100% of her side effects from the harmful medical treatments that forced her body into early menopause, eliminating her menopause belly almost overnight, leaving her doctors scratching their heads in amazement at her miraculous body transformation, wondering how she did it. You heard it right. 8 pounds of menopause-induced belly fat gone in only 4 days, while making her suddenly look at least 10 to 15 years younger than her real age, eliminating all her embarrassing belly fat, erasing her joint pain, sending her energy levels soaring, giving her a newfound sense of confidence and self-esteem she thought she would never get back. And she did it without being a slave to cooking healthy food all day, without resorting to dangerous diet pills or expensive supplements, and without going to a gym, because she was already overwhelmed working a full-time job and babysitting her 2 grandchildren. She did it without having to perform those long, tedious, and boring cardio sessions, without suffering through one of those knee-jarring DVD infomercials, without cutting carbs, crash dieting, or starving herself to death with some strict, complicated diet. In fact, she did it all while drinking wine, eating chocolate, and even indulging in her favorite comfort foods thanks to one simple weight loss loophole specifically designed for the hormonal condition of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s that I'll share with you in just a minute. All Karen did to shrink her waistline an average of 1 to 2 inches every day was use this 12-minute flat belly secret a few days of the week right after she woke up or before going to bed. And on the very first day, she could visually see her belly was much flatter and firmer. And it continued to get flatter every day than it was the day before. For the first time in years, instead of hiding in the closet every morning to get dressed, Karen was excited to jump out of bed like a jackrabbit, eager to look at her belly in the mirror so she could measure how much smaller it was than the day before. And after only a few weeks, all her side effects from her cancer, her menopause, and her pre-diabetes were gone. She suddenly looked years younger, making her one of the proudest moms and grandmas on the planet to her 4 children and 2 grandkids, eliminating all the fears she had about death, disease, and a life of suffering. My name is Sean, and the reason I know this story so well is because I'm Karen's husband. I'm the one who answered the devastating phone call that day after she found out she had colorectal cancer. In just a few minutes, I'll tell you how I stumbled across this simple 12-minute belly shrinking secret and how it saved my wife's life and completely eliminated her menopause belly that had destroyed her self-esteem and confidence, making her feel so embarrassed she wouldn't even take off her clothes in front of me. And how you can use the same flat belly secret to replace every bottle of pills you have sitting on your shelf right now and quickly get rid of your body of embarrassing belly fat. If you're a man or woman and you can reach down right now and grab just a few inches of belly fat, then pay close attention because this 12-minute metabolic secret could save you from a life of suffering while erasing the side effects you hate about getting older and eliminating your risk and potential dangers for life-threatening diseases, just like it did for Karen. You see, it all started when the doctor told Karen that people who are diagnosed with her type of cancer only have a 12% chance of living longer than 5 years. Even though we were lucky enough to catch Karen's cancer just in the nick of time to save her, after a few months of being poisoned by the medical industry with prescription medicines, radiation, and chemo treatments, the side effects destroyed her fat-burning hormones, causing her to quickly store excessive amounts of belly fat. By the time Karen was finished, the side effects from the treatments forced her body into early menopause, causing her to gain over 30 pounds, overpowering any hope she had to get rid of belly fat or regain her health. A condition known as menopause belly, and her immune system was compromised. Her metabolism was damaged, putting her at a much higher risk for other deadly diseases. Not to mention hair loss, brain fog and memory loss, fatigue, joint pain, accumulation of cellulite, older-looking skin, depression, mood swings, hot flashes, insomnia, lower sex drive, and trouble spot fat on her upper belly and the back of her arms. And no matter how hard I tried to help Karen lose belly fat afterwards, nothing changed. She tried everything. She maintained a healthy diet. She tried cutting carbs and calories. She tried doing longer cardio sessions. She even resorted to using dangerous synthetic hormones and prescription drugs. But she just kept storing more and more belly fat. Exercising more didn't help. It only made matters worse. Which is why, if you're in between the ages of 35 and 75, using today's most popular workouts or low-carb diets are the worst thing you can do because of the current hormonal state your body's going through. That's why you'll be disgusted and full of frustration after you hear how you've been lied to like Karen was lied to, how low-carb and crash diets turn off your fat-burning hormones and kill your sex drive, or how many of the fruits and vegetables that are probably in your kitchen right now have been scientifically engineered to make you fatter and sicker, putting you at a higher risk for today's deadly diseases, making it impossible for you to lose belly fat. Or how the weight loss industry is covering up 4 published studies proving that today's most popular workouts are nothing but a fraud and will not work for people over 40 years old. These 4 studies prove once and for all that today's most popular workouts shut down your body's #1 fat-burning gland, increase your belly fat hormone, give you intense cravings forcing you to eat more, aging your body faster, and can even cause heart scarring, putting you at a 9 times higher risk for a heart attack. If you're over 35 years old and you have belly fat to lose, you must avoid this type of exercise at all costs, or you'll never see your belly get flatter or avoid deadly diseases. And in less than 3 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly what this deadly type of exercise is, along with the 4 studies proving it's aging your body at an accelerated rate, making it harder and harder for you to lose stomach fat. This is why men and women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s must move differently than younger people. You see, Karen and I didn't even know that low-carb diets and exercising more would only make matters worse. She didn't know it was damaging her thyroid, increasing her belly fat hormone, aging her body faster, and increasing her appetite, making her eat more while potentially damaging her heart. It's no wonder she kept storing more and more belly fat. So after several weeks of cutting calories and spinning in circles, she finally exploded on me, and that's when everything radically changed. So make sure you pay close attention, because if you have even just a few pounds of belly fat to lose, Karen's powerful story could just save your life. Right after her story, you'll be shown this newly discovered 12-minute Fountain of Youth metabolic trick that you can use when you wake up or before you go to bed to visually see your belly shrink 1 to 2 inches per day. So make sure you stick with my wife's story to the very end, or you'll be missing out on the only metabolic secret that works in perfect harmony with your current hormonal condition, helping any person over 40 years old see their belly get flatter and their troubled spots get tighter every day. That's why it's so important that you listen to Karen's life-changing story very closely, or you will wake up tomorrow morning missing out on the 12-minute metabolic secret to losing 1 to 2 inches from your waistline every day. If you don't have access to this metabolic secret, you could end up storing more and more belly fat around your midsection in the next 24 hours, especially if you're trying to lower your carbs, cut calories, or use one of today's most popular workouts in order to lose belly fat. Just imagine waking up every morning, looking in the mirror and watching your belly get flatter and firmer day after day. And in just a few short weeks from now, you'll be taking selfies of yourself in the mirror because you will finally have the flat, attractive belly and slim waistline you've so deeply desired. And it will become blatantly obvious why everything you've tried works against the current hormonal state of your body when you're over 40 years old. Remember, you can use this simple 12-minute flat belly secret without having to go to the gym and without having to suffer your way through another strict, complicated diet. Or worse yet, destroying your joints trying to use a popular at-home DVD workout that's designed for young people in their 20s and 30s. Until now, this 12-minute metabolic trick has never been available to the general public, and it's specifically designed to work in tandem with the hormonal shift that's occurring inside your body right now. And in just a few minutes, you'll see how you can use this hormonal shift to your advantage so you can turn back the clock, stripping off the stubborn fat faster than people half your age. There is no other weight loss system on the planet that takes advantage of this hormonal change because all of today's most popular workouts are designed for younger people. You're about to have access to the biggest weight loss breakthrough ever discovered for even the most frustrated men and women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And you'll quickly see how you can use the same 12-minute secret Karen used to completely transform your body and life just like she did. Before I reveal this powerful story, I have to warn you. The medical and weight loss industry profits from the lies that I'm about ready to reveal, so they need you to buy into their phony scams because it's keeping you fat and sick, and that is what lines their pockets with millions of dollars. That's why they try to convince you that your symptoms are normal and just a part of getting older. But what they do not tell you is how their treatments are designed to make you dependent on their addictive food additives and expensive drugs that never treat the root causes of the actual problem itself. In the next few minutes, I'll uncover these lies inside Karen's story. So make sure you pay very close attention because it could just save your life or the life of somebody you love. Today's global food conglomerates and the weight loss industry do not want you to have access to this information because you'll no longer be relying on them for your livelihood after you find out about all their blatant lies and cover-ups. And Big Pharma will despise you finding out about this 12-minute flat belly secret because it has been proven over time to completely eliminate the root causes of many of the diseases that they make millions from. Not to mention the hundreds of thousands of young and naive personal trainers that get paid by the hour, so they try to convince you that's how much time you need to exercise every day. So they hate that this 12-minute belly-flattening metabolic trick is all you need. You'll be blown away when you discover how incredibly easy and effective it can be the minute you wake up tomorrow morning and look in the mirror, seeing your belly getting flatter and firmer day after day after day. You'll be pinching yourself thinking it's really just a dream. You'll look younger, you'll feel younger, and you'll have newfound hope and confidence because your body will be aging backwards and you'll visually see results every single day you decide to use this 12-minute metabolic secret. At first, I thought there was no way this trick would work for every person over 40 years old, like it was all just part of God's plan to help me save Karen's life. However, I was so blown away with Karen's results, I knew I had to try it on more people over 40 years old to prove once and for all just how powerful this 12-minute secret is. So I immediately contacted a group of private clients over 35 years old to use as guinea pigs. A few weeks later, the results were nothing short of astonishing. Take Teresa from Kinston, North Carolina, for example. At 58 years old, she lost over 8 inches directly from her pooch belly, as she called it, while avoiding having to go on a dangerous cholesterol medicine. And she's 58! Here's what she had to say that had her so excited about her results. Within the first week, I had the hang of it, and it was really simple. My bad cholesterol has come down over 22 points. I have more energy, and my body is a lot less achy. It's also helped me enjoy my diet for the first time ever. I finally feel like I can keep the weight off once and for all. Or how about Stanton's amazing body transformation? He was obviously pretty excited based on what he had to say. I'm 55 years old, and I'm a total believer. My wife's results were fantastic too, so now the whole family are huge followers of your program because it's such a simple to follow program. I just wanted to send over to you my before and after pictures. As you can see, I had tremendous results using your methods. Thank you so much for all you do for people like me and my family. This 12-minute solution that melts 1 to 2 inches per day of belly fat also works for busy working moms like our raving fan Alyssa from Merced, California. Here is why Alyssa was so excited about this 12-minute weight loss breakthrough. I finally understand what I need to do to keep the weight off for good, and I'm wearing my 2-piece bikini for the first time in years. This plan is one of the easiest, most informative, and rewarding weight loss plans out there. This has officially become my new lifestyle, and I love it. Then there is the amazing success story of Marty from Northville, Michigan, who was able to not only completely reinvent himself by losing over 50 pounds, he finally got out of his vicious cycle of collapsing on the couch every night after work being a disappointment to his family, and started spending more time listening to his wife and playing with his kids every night, just by waking up 12 minutes earlier a few days of the week. Now he's an inspiration and positive role model to his wife and kids, and he never had to leave his house. How inspiring is that? Russ Bischoff was finally able to show off his six-pack abs that were hiding underneath his belly fat for the first time in his life. He said, "I used your system to help me get lean for a body transformation contest. I'm proud of my results for my age, so I wanted to share them with you. Thanks for your advice. It works better than anything else I've ever tried." This is just a small sample of the thousands of emails and success stories Karen and I have received, and in just a minute, I'll share the simple blueprint they use to achieve these amazing results. First, there is one undeniable fact you need to be fully aware of before we go any further. It's not your fault you struggle with belly fat and energy. Despite all the hyped-up claims, gadgets, and zero-effort pill-popping quick fixes that you see in the weight loss industry, the world's #1 killers like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and obesity rates are still at all-time highs. It's no wonder why everybody is so confused and can't seem to lose weight no matter how hard they try. While they continue to profit from lying to you, keeping you fatter and sicker, you end up thinking that it's a genetic predisposition or what you've inherited from your parents, so you blame yourself. When truth be told, it's not about your genetics, and you don't need more discipline or willpower. You just need to have access to the scientifically proven strategies that work in tandem with your current hormonal state. And the second you see amazing results, you won't need to waste your precious time or spend your hard-earned money to buy their bogus products or take their expensive medicine. Because once you see your body changing rapidly, you'll be motivated to make this a part of your lifestyle forever. So here's the question. Are you ready to see your belly get flatter and firmer in only 12 minutes per day? In just a second, you're going to discover the 12-minute metabolic secret that you can use before you go to bed tonight or when you wake up tomorrow morning to watch your waistline shrink day after day. However, before I continue, I think it's important that you know exactly who I am and why I have the solution you've been searching for. Like I mentioned earlier, my name is Sean and I'm Karen's husband. The guy who answered that devastating phone call that changed our lives forever when she found out she had cancer. Karen and I are the proud grandparents of 2 beautiful grandkids. Here is a picture of us with our favorite little guys Leo and Owen hanging out at our house here in Michigan. I'm the best-selling author of several books on nutrition and body transformation, and right after I turned 40 years old, I had the honor of being voted one of America's most fit health and fitness professionals, and I've appeared on ESPN as a spokesperson for weight loss. It was through this journey of being nationally recognized as one of the world's top fitness professionals that I was able to get exclusive insider access to all the tricks the top physique competitors and fitness models in the world use to naturally manipulate their hormones to create maximum stomach definition. I started my career as a personal trainer and fitness professional by placing first runner-up grand champion in the world's largest body transformation contest called Body for Life, with over 122,000 contestants when I was just 28 years old. Back then, all it took was a halfway decent diet and some interval training for me to lose over 20 pounds of belly fat and get six-pack abs in only 90 days, because I was still in my 20s. From that day forward, I was convinced that the answer to losing stubborn fat was high-intensity interval training, or HIIT for short, because it worked so well on my body. However, after I turned 35 and met Karen, I eventually discovered that I was dead wrong. Although interval training is very effective for people in their 20s and 30s, after privately working with Karen and thousands of other people over 40, I discovered it can be one of the root causes for weight loss plateaus for people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, because it works against your body's current hormonal condition, causing severe adrenal fatigue. Since that time, I've discovered the 12-minute metabolic secret that works in tandem with the hormonal shift your body goes through after you turn 40. And I've used it to help over 106,000 people across the globe with my unique and unorthodox approach to losing stubborn belly fat. I'm not sharing all of this with you to impress you, but to impress upon you that this 12-minute secret works for every person who is over 40, regardless of age, regardless of gender, and regardless of how many times you've failed in the past. And while all of this may sound impressive, it pales in comparison to how proud I am of my 56-year-old wife and the 12-minute life-changing breakthrough she used to completely transform her body after a nearly deadly battle with cancer sent her on a downward spiral, destroying her metabolism, forcing her body into early menopause. Her real-life story is nothing short of miraculous. It brings tears to my eyes every time I think about it. I can remember how rapidly her health started deteriorating a few weeks after her cancer treatment started. Her body was quickly changing for the worse. Not only was she storing excess fat in very unusual places like her upper belly region, she was complaining of joint pain that prevented her from exercising or going on walks. Her menstrual cycles were irregular, and she had insomnia nearly every night, sending her into a deep depression. After all, she felt like she had nothing to live for. The chances of her ever being normal again were slim to none. Her latest blood test revealed that her cholesterol had climbed to unhealthy levels. Her thyroid was unresponsive, and her doctor told her she would have to go on several different medications if she ever wanted to try and live a normal life. I was sitting in the waiting room with our 4 children when she came out to tell us the terrible news. Then, what he said next scared us all to death. According to Karen's diagnosis, she only has a 12% chance of living longer than 5 years. I could see the devastation on her face and hear the panic in her voice after she talked to her doctor. As soon as we were alone together, she started crying hysterically because she was so overwhelmed with worry and emotion. She was trying to be strong for the kids, but the thoughts raced through her head. Would she miss out on her children getting married? Would she live long enough to see our grandchildren grow up? Would she be able to babysit them, feed them, change their diapers, and listen to them giggle? Would she hear the first word they ever spoke? All these unanswered questions were haunting her day and night. And I'll never forget when they administered her chemotherapy treatment for the first time. They opened the valve on the chemo bag. The chemo slowly started to flow through the tube directly into her veins. Then I sat there and painfully watched as her skin turned yellow. It was almost as if I could see her getting older right before my eyes. Watching Karen have to go through this was one of the toughest moments of my life. The next 6 weeks were probably the most stressful 6 weeks of our marriage. She was on 5 different medications. She looked like she had aged 15 years, and by this time her metabolism was completely destroyed. Even though Karen had some struggles with her weight in the past, this was the worst spot I ever saw her in. The side effects and the weight gain were consuming her life. She was so scared that it sent her on a downward spiral, lying in bed half the day watching television, eating comfort foods, and sleeping. I also noticed she started wearing baggy shirts and sweatpants whenever she had to leave the house because she was so embarrassed about how she looked. Have you ever felt this way because you've been so frustrated with your belly fat or embarrassing weight gain? My wife has felt your pain. If you have, it's because you've been misled just like Karen and I were. And I actually carried a ton of the burden and guilt because I felt like a lot of it was my fault. After all, I'm the fitness professional who told her to follow the usual advice that I had learned from all my personal training certifications. The same advice you're probably getting right now from your local personal trainers or online so-called fitness experts who really have no clue about the current hormonal state of your body and what makes the metabolism respond after turning 40 years old. Not to mention the world's most popular target heart rate cardio routines, ab workouts, and joint-busting DVD infomercial workouts that destroyed my wife's hormones, making her waistline thicker and causing her to store excess amounts of upper and lower belly fat. Just like I mentioned earlier, there are 4 published studies the weight loss industry does not want you to know about, so they intentionally hide them from you, proving these workouts are the #1 worst exercises for the heart, thyroid, and belly fat of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. This is the same type of exercise that caused Karen's menopause belly to swell up like a balloon being filled with water and made all her symptoms from cancer worse, putting her at serious risk for deadly diseases and aging her body at an accelerated rate. It's one of the biggest lies of the weight loss industry. Regular exercise does not work for people who are over 40 years old. It only accelerates the aging of your body from the inside out and damages your fat-burning hormones. Study number 1, published in the prestigious European Journal of Applied Physiology, concluded that today's most popular exercise routines can make you gain weight around your stomach, hips, and thighs because it shuts off your body's #1 fat-burning gland, your thyroid. A 2011 published study shows that today's most popular exercise routines increases your belly fat hormone cortisol, which is associated with heart disease, cancer, and visceral belly fat, the most deadly kind of body fat. A 2008 published study, number 3, shows that today's most popular exercise routines increases your cravings and hunger, forcing you to eat too much, making it nearly impossible to keep your body in a fat-burning calorie deficit. A 2010 study shows regular exercise makes you look older and ages your body faster because it floods your body full of free radicals. These are the same molecules that attack your cells, causing deadly diseases and rapid aging inside your body, damaging your skin, eventually making you look years older than your real age. As you can clearly see from the scientific research, traditional exercise sessions put your body under harmful stress and serious pressure, damaging your cells and aging your body at an accelerated rate, all while turning off your body's #1 fat-burning gland. Combine each of these ingredients above, and you have a poisonous metabolic cocktail, making it impossible for you to lose deadly belly fat. It's no wonder Karen and millions of other people over 40 years old continue to struggle no matter how hard they try. This is why you must move differently than younger people if you're over 40 years old. If you're currently using any of these methods, you're making it next to impossible to lose belly fat. And each and every time you use this type of exercise, you're putting your body at higher risk for thyroid disease, obesity, uncontrollable cravings, accelerated aging. Now, here is the scariest side effect of using regular exercise. According to one of the #1 health websites in the world by Dr. Mercola, excessive exercise may actually pose a 7-fold increase in your cardiac risk. Too much exercise puts extraordinary stress on your heart, putting you at a higher risk for a heart attack. I'm 100% confident this is the last thing you want to happen to you, and I never want to see you have to go through anything close to what Karen went through. That's why it's so important that you hear Karen's powerful story and how it led to what could just be the biggest weight loss breakthrough ever for people over 40 years old. I remember it like it was yesterday. She suffered one of the most humiliating moments of her life at our grocery store. When she walked up to the checkout counter, the clerk offered her a senior's discount. Hiding the tears in her eyes, she walked out vowing that she would never tell anybody what just happened. The next day, things got even worse when Karen and I were driving home from dinner after a few glasses of wine when she exploded and lost it.
I am so sick of working my butt off and not getting any results. I feel so fat and bloated every morning when I wake up, and you'll never understand because you're a guy. You have it so much easier than we do.
She blurted out as the tears came rolling down her eyes. These words were like a dagger to my heart as a husband who dearly loves his wife with everything I have. Just the thought of her having to live this way was heartbreaking. I honestly don't think I've ever felt so helpless as I did at that moment. This was a huge wake-up call. Karen was in the worst spot I'd ever seen her. By this time, Karen had experienced every negative side effect of mainstream dieting and using regular exercise. The dramatic weight gain, the increase in belly fat hormone, the uncontrollable cravings, the surge in free radicals, the higher risk of heart attacks, all because she fell for the blatant lies of the multi-million-dollar weight loss industry. And even though I knew she was somewhat right, because guys do have it easier, once we hit 40 years old, it doesn't matter because there is a dramatic hormonal shift that takes place for both men and women. That's why I knew it was now or never. If I didn't help Karen get rid of her menopause belly, there's no telling what would happen to her health, our marriage, and our future. So from that day forward, I vowed to do whatever it takes to make sure Karen never felt this way again. And that's when I went on a quest to level the playing field and make her 56-year-old body respond just as easily as younger men and women in their 20s and 30s. So I decided to do something I've never done before. I gave Karen the secret 12-minute protocol that I used as a fitness model to lose my last 5 to 10 pounds of stubborn fat every time I did a photo shoot, from the time I was 37 years old until the time I was 45 years old. I have personally used this protocol to take my body fat levels to under 6% for the last 10 years. This is a virtually unknown metabolic secret that only professional bodybuilders, fitness models, and physique competitors use to get their bodies stage ready. Hollywood celebrities are also known for using this approach to lose large amounts of stomach fat quickly before they appear in the silver screen. I discovered this unknown secret protocol when I was visiting a private forum that was reserved for professional and competitive elite physique athletes only. It was locked away in the very last pages of an underground black book that a well-known exercise scientist introduced me to. Although I can't reveal his name, the scientist blew his top and even gave me a death threat after he found out I was going public with this information. He insisted that his cutting-edge research was only reserved for bodybuilders, fitness models, and physique competitors who needed to lose their last 5 to 10 pounds of stubborn fat. Athletes who were willing to pay him thousands of dollars for his elite private coaching. He said it's an advanced strategy that wouldn't work for the average person. But there was not one thing he could do to stop me, because the research has already been published in several prestigious scientific journals. Which means I had the rare opportunity to bring something incredibly innovative to the public for the very first time. I never considered using this protocol on average people over 40 because I thought it was normally reserved for professional bodybuilders, fitness models, and physique competitors who had to whittle away their last few pounds of stubborn fat. But by this point, I was desperate. I needed to help my wife lose belly fat fast, so I figured I had nothing to lose. So I immediately made 3 super simple changes to drastically accelerate the fat loss from her upper and lower belly region. I removed the same list of specific fruits and vegetables from Karen's diet that us fitness models remove from our diet when we're trying to get washboard abs. These are the same fruits and veggies that are pushed on you as healthy, fat-free, gluten-free, and paleo-friendly. But in reality, the food industry has made them secretly addictive and fattening, causing severe inflammation inside your body, making it next to impossible to lose stubborn belly fat. I replaced these dangerous fruits and vegetables with a short list of substitutions she could use instead that would reverse this chronic inflammation inside her belly and help her balance her fat-burning hormones, making it much easier for her to melt away unwanted and embarrassing belly fat. I also gave her a list of 11 proven tricks that physique competitors, professional athletes, and fitness models like me use to get rid of water retention and belly bloat while they sleep at night. The same unusual tricks I had used in the past to get my body ready for a photo shoot. Then I introduced Karen to the 20 to 30 second joint-friendly movement patterns she could use when she woke up every morning, or before she went to bed, that have been scientifically proven to reawaken fat burning and youth hormones. At first, she was pretty skeptical because by this point she felt like she had tried everything and she couldn't believe she could get results in as little as 12 minutes. After I showed her how easy these movements were, she decided to give it a shot because it only required using her own body weight. Of course, I was a little reluctant and nervous giving all these secrets to Karen because they were typically reserved for advanced physique competitors and completely different than the typical mainstream diet and exercise advice that you see in the weight loss industry. Just a few short days of Karen using this 12-minute flat belly secret, along with other diet hacks I gave her, we witnessed a weight loss miracle. Her body started responding faster than it ever had. It was early on a Friday morning when she startled me out of bed. "Honey," she said excitedly, "finally, you're not going to believe this. I just got on the scale and lost 8 pounds, and I've only been using your 12-minute trick for 4 days. That's an average of 2 pounds per day." "What?" I boasted. "Are you sure?" I replied like I doubted her, thinking it was too good to be true. Karen was so emotional, the tears started welling up in her eyes, and she started to cry. I said, "What's wrong? You should be excited," as I gave her a big hug. She replied, "I've been trying so hard for so long to make my body change. It feels so good to finally see some results. Seriously, Sean, this is the first time I've slept through the night in over 3 years. My back and hip pain are gone. My energy levels have been amazing, and I'm finally excited about my body again." And at that very moment, the tears of joy came rolling down my cheeks, so I could only imagine how she felt. And the changes Karen experienced over the next few weeks were mind-blowing to say the least. 8 pounds of pure belly fat in only 4 days, and then another 18 pounds of menopause belly fat gone in a few short weeks. And that was really only the beginning. Over the next month, she experienced clearer thinking, had a sharper mind, less joint pain, younger looking skin, increased sex drive, and newfound confidence and happiness. Her belly was flatter than it was when she was in her 30s and 40s, and she looked better in her 50s than she did when I met her at 44. And it all happened in less than 8 weeks. Then, what Karen said next really got me emotional. She looked up at me and said, "Sean, for the first time in years, I feel like I can finally take my clothes off in front of you and feel confident and sexy, instead of feeling insecure and embarrassed. And the fact that I don't need a gym or equipment, that's what I love most. Being able to wake up and be finished in just 12 minutes right from home is like a dream come true. The movements are simple to use and don't bother my back or knees, plus all the modifications you gave me really make it easy to follow. Honestly, honey, I think you're onto something big. Your mom and dad could even use this." Needless to say, it was a very emotional moment for both of us. After all we had been through with Karen's cancer and menopause battle, we both felt a huge weight being lifted off our shoulders. I don't think we've ever hugged as hard and long as we did at that very moment. It was probably one of the most intimate moments we had experienced together in over 3 years. We both felt as if she had been saved from a life of suffering, disease, and deadly belly fat. What's even more important is that the intimacy in our marriage finally returned, and all the problems that were putting so much unbearable stress on our marriage were gone. Karen had her life back, the real her that had been hiding under all that embarrassing and dangerous belly fat. Now, instead of being embarrassed about her body, she was the proud and happy grandma she always wanted to be. The next time Karen visited the doctor, I decided to go with her. As I sat there in the waiting room, I started having flashbacks of that day the doctor told us she only had a 12% chance of living past 5 years. It was all I could think about. Needless to say, we wanted to leave all these horrible memories behind us, so I was pretty nervous about what would happen. After he examined her and reviewed her blood work, he came in rushing into the waiting room, walked up to me and said, "Sean, what do you have Karen doing? She looks amazing. All the normal symptoms and side effects she should be experiencing from the radiation and chemo treatments don't seem to be affecting her." He was blown away. Her cholesterol was back to healthy levels, her blood pressure was down, and her blood sugar reading was at an amazing level of 79, so all her signs of pre-diabetes had disappeared. He even told her she didn't have to keep taking her prescription medicines. All I could say was, thank God. Her physical and blood test results far exceeded my expectations. I have never been as proud of my wife as I was at that very moment. Then I remembered that memorable day that she jumped on the scale and her life, her health, her self-esteem, and her confidence completely transformed. For the first time, I could see that it was all part of God's plan. I knew that Karen's amazing transformation could inspire and help thousands of people, and I couldn't wait to share her inspiring real-life story with all the people around the world who so desperately need it. That it was my duty and obligation to pay it forward and get this life-saving, body-transforming system into the hands of as many people as I could to help them beat the odds from being one of the 68% of people in North America who are overweight or obese, living life with embarrassing stomach fat around their waistline. I was blown away to see how easy it was for people over 40 years old to follow my simple-to-use blueprint. No meeting face-to-face for an expensive $500 consultation. No hiring a dietitian or paying a personal trainer outrageous fees. No buying expensive supplements. No driving to the gym to fight crowds or slaving away for 60 to 90 minutes through some knee-jarring DVD video. For example, Stanton was a workout and cardio junkie for years who was using all the wrong movements for his age category. So his body was trapped in sugar burner mode instead of being in fat burning mode. Then he started using our 12-minute metabolic trick and became adapted to burning fat almost immediately. From being a sugar burner to becoming a true fat burner, completely transforming his body at 55 years old. And one client, Denise from Michigan, was ecstatic that her husband Charlie went completely off his type 2 diabetes medication in just 30 days, and his triglycerides dropped from 651 all the way down to a normal, healthy level. Then there's 39-year-old Wittek from Poland who lost 80 pounds and has abs for the first time in his life just by following our simple 12-minute metabolic trick a few times per week. Here's what he had to say after his amazing body transformation. I managed to lose 80 pounds, fight off hypertension, and get into the best shape of my life. 1/3 of me is gone, and the other 2/3 left is a better me. And I'm growing stronger every day. A huge thanks for your guidance. It's not just about my new body or the health issues solved. My whole mindset and personality has changed for the better. Last week alone, I had over 20 people ask me how I did it, and I have you to thank. Now everybody wants to know my secret. 40-year-old Jordan from Fountain Valley, California contacted me on Facebook and said, "Sean, you're a genius. I lost more weight in 1 week than ever before. I feel incredible. I know it's not a quick fix, but you've changed my life." All their doctors were stunned that they could achieve these kinds of amazing health benefits in only 12 minutes per day just a few times per week. I literally watched men and women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and even a few in their 70s visually see their bellies get flatter day after day, while dramatically reducing their risks for life-threatening diseases instead of being dependent on dangerous medications that can shorten your lifespan by up to 20 years. Even though I had spent over 15 years helping people lose weight and get healthy, I had never, ever seen so many people lose belly fat so rapidly, all without ever having to meet with them one-on-one. It was like they were taking a bath in the fountain of youth, aging their bodies backwards. Listen, if you have unattractive belly fat, it could be slowly and silently killing you and causing all kinds of hidden health problems you're probably not even aware of. It's rapidly accelerating the aging of your body and putting your body at higher risk for deadly diseases, leading to a downward spiral of spending more and more money on more doctors and more medicine. That's why it's so vitally important that you take action now and do something to stop the vicious cycle before it's too late. If you just continue to ignore the warning signs, you could end up getting cancer like Karen when they told her she had only a 12% chance of living longer than 5 years. I do not want you to go through what Karen went through. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning excited to look in the mirror to visually see how much your body is changing right before your eyes. And in just a few short weeks, you'll wake up to a flat, attractive waistline, just like you had when you were in your 20s, while eliminating any fears you have about getting life-threatening diseases. This is why I condensed everything you need into a fully organized system custom designed for ease of use so that every person over 40 years old could use it to visually see their belly shrink 1 to 2 inches per day while eliminating the root causes of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and obesity in only 12 minutes per day a few times per week. Because of how this system saved my wife's life and helped her eliminate her menopause belly while completely erasing the terrible side effects of her cancer when she was well into her 50s, we've decided to call this the Over 40 Ab Solution. It's the perfect name because it's the world's first and only weight loss program that's specifically designed to work in perfect harmony with the current hormonal condition of people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. And it's already helped over 106,000 people across the globe over 35 years old lose an average of about 21 pounds in their first month. First, you'll get the exact 12-minute belly flattening protocols you need to follow just a few days per week, directly from the comfort of your own home, with no equipment or gym membership needed. The same 12-minute protocol showing you the 20 to 30-second movement patterns that Karen and thousands of others have used, which have been scientifically proven with 39 different studies and research papers to reawaken your body's natural hormonal state and increase growth hormone a whopping 700%. Reactivating these hormones inside your body is like a metabolic jumper cable that floods your body with a powerful fat loss and anti-aging cocktail. These are the same hormones that are responsible for burning belly fat and preventing the world's most deadly diseases like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. Unfortunately, the second you hit age 35, your levels of growth hormone begin to drop dramatically, a condition known as somatopause or age-related growth hormone deficiency. As your growth hormone levels decrease, you store more and more belly fat, your skin ages faster, and you're more susceptible to deadly diseases. Fortunately, all you need to do to reverse each and every one of these scary side effects is follow our easy-to-use 20 to 30-second movement patterns inside the Over 40 Ab Solution a few times per week to increase growth hormones 700%. When you were in your 20s and 30s, you didn't need this fountain of youth hormone to lose fat. But now that you're over 35 years old, this 20 to 30-second metabolic trick is your missing link to your fastest fat loss. Remember, if you're over 40, you must exercise less. By avoiding regular exercise and replacing it with these simple 20 to 30-second movement patterns, you can reawaken your youth hormones just like Karen did and watch your belly shrink 1 to 2 inches per day, effortlessly stripping off your body's most stubborn fat. It honestly irritates me that this 12-minute metabolic secret is never talked about by the weight loss industry, personal trainers, or fitness professionals, and that it has never been released to the general public until now. That's why it's impossible for you to get access to these cutting-edge flat belly secrets anywhere else in the world. As soon as you add these protocols to your regimen today, you'll visually see your belly get 1 to 2 inches flatter in the next 24 hours. And they can be used by any person at any age, even if you have injuries or limitations. It's so simple, we've even had people well into their 70s follow these protocols using our joint-friendly modifications, all in only 12 minutes just a few times per week. Now, there is one more crucial component that will help your belly look flatter and firmer in the next 24 hours. I call it the Belly Bloat Elimination Cheat Sheet. It contains 11 easy ways to eliminate 1 to 2 inches of belly bloat per day from your waistline without exercising, including a belly shrinking ritual you can start using tonight to help your body manage its fluid and sodium balance to shrink your waistline up to 1 inch while you sleep. I've even included a list of certain foods and herbs you can add to your diet starting today that act as all-natural diuretics to dramatically decrease your belly bloat in the next 24 to 48 hours. Right now, you can experience each and every one of these benefits without exercise. Every one of these 11 belly bloat elimination tricks have been scientifically proven in dozens of scientific studies to make your belly quickly look flatter and firmer. I've even included a simple checklist called How to Live Until You're 100 Years Old, which contains 9 super simple guidelines and longevity secrets that the world's longest living cultures use to live to be 100. This list is one of the reasons why people can't believe it when they hear Karen and I are grandparents, because we both look so much younger than our real age. Just add a few of these longevity secrets and belly bloat elimination tricks to your normal regimen, and you'll live a longer, happier life, and you'll notice a significant change in your waistline in less than 24 hours from now. And if you combine this with our 12-minute Fountain of Youth belly flattening solution, you'll experience your fastest fat loss ever. Period. You will look and feel at least 10 to 15 years younger. You'll finally have the flat, attractive belly you have wanted since you were in your 30s, and you'll reverse your symptoms from the two life-threatening diseases that kill over 1 million people every year in the U.S. alone: cancer and heart disease. Even skeptics like Chris completely transformed his body, his health, and his whole perspective about how to lose belly fat changed forever when he lost 44 pounds using our simple protocols. All I did was try your 12-minute trick and finally broke my plateau. I have spent years trying to achieve my goal weight. I managed to lose some initial weight, but then I would always hit a plateau. I was wary of paying out cash because I was worried it was just another internet scam. Boy, was I wrong. Your system has changed the way I view and manage my food intake and exercise. I believe it will be a change I shall embrace for the rest of my life. Or Colleen from Novi, Michigan, who had been over-exercising for years, doing spinning, aerobics classes, and even CrossFit, but she couldn't for the life of her figure out why her body wouldn't change. Then she found out about our simple solution, and now she's sporting her bikini for the first time in over 10 years, and she is the proud mom and role model she has always dreamed of being for her 3 kids. This 12-minute Fountain of Youth protocol and belly-flattening secret for people over 40 is even doctor-approved. Dr. Eric Nicely sent us his before and after photos with a personal note that said, "I'm a doctor, and I have recommended this program to a number of my patients who are struggling with weight loss because I know firsthand just how well it really works. I lead a very busy life, so the 12-minute routines are easy to fit into my schedule." Lamont put it this way after losing over 20 inches from his waistline. "I simply followed the advice you provided, and the results happened automatically. All I had to do was change a few things about my daily routine, and as you can see, it was definitely worth it. Thank you." Okay, before I go any further, there's one more special gift that I didn't mention, and it's designed to work hand in hand with our 12-minute flat belly metabolic trick that will help you shrink your waistline twice as fast. These guidelines are incredibly easy to follow. So easy and effective, in fact, that you'll be digging out your favorite bathing suit and skinny jeans in the next few weeks, ready to impress all your friends and family. In order to ensure that nothing is left out or missing, we need to address one of the number one reasons you're struggling with the love handles and belly fat that's sitting on your waistline right now. And that's why I'm going to include my top 19 most powerful diet tricks for people over 40. I made a list of 19 of the most powerful diet tips specifically designed to work in tandem with the current hormonal state of people over 40 years old, including a secret food combination that eliminates your risk for type 2 diabetes and flatlines your body's number one fat-storing hormone so you can burn more belly fat. A powerful 30-second detox drink you can use every morning that flushes out harmful toxins and balances blood sugar for the day, keeping your body in fat-burning mode around the clock. An all-natural kitchen remedy that's been proven in over 70 published studies to be more powerful than ibuprofen for pain and inflammation to help you eliminate joint pain. Or maybe it's the weekend, so you want to enjoy your favorite foods. Just go to page 22, and you'll have access to 9 different tricks you can use to never store your favorite comfort foods as fat. This guide is one of the best insurance policies you'll ever have access to because it shows you exactly how to eat lots of your favorite foods without wreaking havoc on your health or storing them as fat around your body. But I do have to warn you ahead of time that most people who decide to apply these diet and exercise tricks will typically lose 11 or 12 pounds their first week. So they think they're losing weight too fast, when in reality, they're just rebalancing their declining hormones and cleansing their bodies of toxins and chemical buildup that's taken place over time. Once you have these 19 diet tips at your fingertips, your body will literally start to age backwards, making you look and feel years younger. These diet tricks are never talked about or even mentioned, and are completely missing from today's most popular diets like Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, and even the Paleo diet. Starting today, any diet mistakes that you may have made in the past that have caused chronic inflammation inside your body or make you pile on belly fat will be erased. Your belly will get firmer, faster, and your doctor will be shocked the next time he does your blood work because you'll eliminate the root causes of life's threatening diseases. It's pretty clear that there's no other system quite like this on the planet. No more cutting carbs or eating bird-sized snacks every few hours, leaving you feeling tired, unsatisfied, and hungry all the time. No more strict, complicated diets, counting calories, or starving yourself just to try and lose a few pounds. No more diet confusion. I still regret telling people for years they had to eat bird-sized portions of food 5 to 6 times per day and do 30 to 60-minute cardio workouts to be healthy and lose belly fat. Until Karen was diagnosed with cancer and uncovered the research showing people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s must move and eat differently than younger people. Just ask all the contestants from the famous television show, The Biggest Loser. A brand new study shows that many lost over 100 pounds but gained all their weight back. Many of them are even heavier now than they were before appearing on the show, proving once and for all that overexercising, cutting carbs, and lowering calories will permanently damage your metabolism, making it impossible for you to get a flat, attractive belly. Instead, right now at this very moment, you can rid your life of all the BS the weight loss and medical industry has been cramming down your throat for all these years. Even if you failed in the past and feel like nothing else will work to help you lose the embarrassing belly fat sitting around your waistline, it does not have to be this way. You can solve this nagging problem today. Experience your fastest fat loss ever and see visual results as soon as tomorrow. And you could spend $600 or more per month hiring a personal trainer that knows nothing about the hormonal shift your body is currently going through, so they have no clue how you should be eating and moving based on your current age. Unfortunately, they have been brainwashed to believe from an outdated textbook or a silly certification that you need to cut carbs, lower calories, or do long, boring cardio 4 to 6 times per week. The worst thing you can do for your metabolism when you're over 40 years old. Listen, if my wife Karen can use this system to completely transform her body well into her 50s after battling colorectal cancer, after having her endocrine system permanently damaged, and after being forced into early menopause, it should be pretty obvious why it will work so well for you too. When Karen and I first decided to release this to the general public, we considered charging the normal $299 our private clients over 35 years old pay to get set up with this system. And that's peanuts compared to having to pay for expensive doctor visits, medications, sky-high health insurance premiums, or a young personal trainer who has no idea how to deal with your current hormonal condition. Because once you have access to our step-by-step turnkey system, the 12-minute protocols that erase years off your life, the list of so-called healthy fruits and vegetables you should never eat if you want to prevent deadly diseases and lose stubborn belly fat. And let's not forget the belly bloat elimination cheat sheet that will flatten and firm your waistline 1 to 2 inches by this time tomorrow. We even threw in a fast start guide and a follow-along success tracker, just in case you're busy like us and you don't have time to read all the materials. This way you can cut right to the chase to start seeing your belly get flatter and firmer in the next 24 hours. You will finally look and feel young again. You will strip off stubborn belly fat so quickly it will almost seem effortless. You will stop the root causes of today's most deadly diseases in only a few months. And then there's the laundry list of intangibles that can't be measured with money, like laying your head on your pillow every night, knowing that you'll be there to see your children grow up, get married, and have their own children. You'll have the energy and vitality to keep up with your grandkids, and all your worries and fear about dying at a young age from a deadly disease will be completely erased. I'm sure you're probably a lot like Karen and I, and you have a lot of people in your life depending on you. So just imagine how much your quality of life will improve, the increased energy levels every time you want to do something fun, babysitting your grandkids and watching them grow up, enjoying your favorite hobbies and sports with family, friends, and loved ones. That's why $299 is really a bargain, and we've had hundreds of people tell us why we should be charging way more, just like the weight loss and medical industry does. But that's not what's important to us. That's not who we are. It's not about the money. The Over 40 Ab Solution saved my marriage, and it saved my wife Karen's life. When I think back, I don't know how we made it through her cancer journey, but now I realize it was all part of God's plan to help us get this into the hands of as many people as possible. And besides, how could we go to sleep at night charging this much knowing that we could be saving more lives instead? We couldn't, because your success is more important, and we want you to email us in the next 48 hours to share how much progress you've made. And that's why you're not going to pay anywhere near $299. And you're not even going to have to pay $199 or even $99, both of which are less than the cost of hiring a dietitian or paying for a few personal training sessions, or even buying one of those joint-busting at-home DVD workouts like P90X or Insanity. Nope. Instead, we're going to do something we've never done before that will make this decision a no-brainer. When you make the wise choice to say yes to the Over 40 Ab Solution today and finally decide it's time to take control of your body and health once and for all, regaining your long-lost youth by reawakening your natural hormonal state, eliminating the root causes of the diseases that are slowly killing you, while losing 1 to 2 inches of belly fat per day. All we ask is that you help us cover the website costs of delivering this documentary and system directly to you by investing only $47. If you're truly serious about seeing visible results in the next 24 hours using the world's first and only scientifically backed, doctor-recommended, step-by-step plan that's specifically designed for people over 40 to melt 1 to 2 inches of belly fat per day, helping you look and feel years younger in just 12 minutes a few times per week, while eliminating your risks for deadly diseases, just click the Add to Cart button below. Right afterwards, you'll be taken to our secure checkout page that looks like this. As soon as you enter your information, you'll have instant access to the world's only complete done-for-you belly fat solution, specifically designed for your hormonal condition to experience your fastest fat loss ever. You'll get access to the entire Over 40 Absolution system, the 12-minute Fountain of Youth flat belly protocols, the belly bloat elimination cheat sheet, Lean 19 most powerful diet tricks for people over 40, and the Fast Start Guide and the Follow-Along Success Tracker bonuses. All of this and much, much more right at your fingertips on your laptop, tablet, or smartphone. No waiting a week for a delivery in the mail. You can download and print out everything you need to succeed in just a few seconds from now. Everything you need to finally see a flat, attractive belly fast is now just one click away. If you're between the ages of 35 and 75 and you've been struggling to lose belly fat, it's time to make your move now. And if you're still on the fence and unsure, we'll eliminate any doubt or skepticism you may still have left. After all, telling you that you can lose 1 to 2 inches off your waistline in only 12 minutes per day is a pretty bold claim, which is why we'll give you a full 3 months to try the entire system. And if for any reason you are not blown away by the changes you see happen to your body, your health, and your quality of life, simply send us an email and we'll refund your entire purchase with our 90-day money-back, no questions asked guarantee. In fact, if you don't see your belly get significantly flatter in the next 24 to 48 hours, I want you to get your money back because that's how much I believe in this flat belly solution. The only risk you have is the risk of regretting that you didn't take action while you could. Watch your belly get flatter in the next 24 to 48 hours by clicking the Add to Cart button below. As you can see clearly from everything I just covered, it's pretty obvious there's nothing else like the Over 40 Absolution on the planet. I'm sure that you've probably tried several different weight loss plans in the past in hopes of seeing your body change quickly, but how has that been working for you? I'm confident you can see much faster progress with a lot less time and effort. After spending years falling for the baloney misinformation out there, Karen and I can relate. That's how we know it's not your fault. There are thousands of options to choose from, so it becomes overwhelming, especially when the majority of these plans do not address the root causes of today's deadly diseases or your current hormonal condition. Stop listening to the advice of young, naive personal trainers and wasting your money with fly-by-night fitness experts who know nothing about the metabolism and hormones of people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Right now, you're at a fork in the road and you have two choices. You can keep doing what you've always done and continue to get the disappointing results you've always gotten. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing you've always done and expecting a different result, only leading to more deadly belly fat surrounding your midsection at this very moment, making you look older, putting you at risk for deadly disease, and robbing your life of the energy, vitality, and sex drive you so deeply desire. If you're one of the 2 in 3 adults that are overweight or obese, this information could very well save your life. Instead, right now, you can have access to everything you need to dummy-proof your health and replace every bottle of pills in your medicine cabinet with our Fountain of Youth Flat Belly Secrets. Secrets that don't require you to use a strict, complicated diet or follow a bunch of silly rules. You don't have to buy expensive supplements or exercise for hours on end. You simply follow the 12-minute Fountain of Youth protocols a few days of the week, and each and every time you do, you're one step closer to younger-looking skin, improved sleep patterns, increased sex drive, less joint pain, better stamina, clearer thinking, and a sharper mind, all while seeing your belly get flatter and firmer every time you wake up and look in the mirror. You'll be amazed at how fast you see your waistline shrinking in just a few short days from now. But it's also very important for you to know that this is not another pill-popping, zero-effort quick fix. Yes, your belly will shrink faster than it ever has while retaining your metabolism to quickly use belly fat as your first energy source. But the Over 40 Absolution is also designed to be a lifestyle, so you'll never have to worry about rebound weight gain that 95% of people experience when dieting. You can be 100% certain that you will keep the weight off for good. Considering this system has been scientifically documented to work with over 39 published studies and was used successfully by over 41,000 people in the first 6 months alone, there's obviously real-world evidence of just how powerful the Over 40 Ab solution is. Just click the Add to Cart button below to finally get the results you deserve. Everything I just said is 100% true, and I've never understood why people don't take action when they have a proven solution handed to them on a silver platter. You have zero risk with our 90-day money-back guarantee. Just click the Add to Cart button below and watch your belly shrink 1 to 2 inches per day, while eliminating all your worries about ever having cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's. Place your order now while you still can. You'll be able to start melting 1 to 2 inches from your waistline per day, using the same metabolic protocols that Karen, myself, and over 41,000 others have used to get a flat, attractive belly after turning 40. Just click the Add to Cart button below. P.S. When you take action right now, in less than a few days from now, you will flood your body with 700% more fat-burning growth hormone, making you look and feel years younger. Reawaken your natural hormonal state by maximizing and releasing youth hormones. Improve your heart strength and insulin sensitivity, winning the battle against high blood sugar. Make your skin appear youthful again. Improve your brain power. Fight against Alzheimer's to create the perfect synergy between your brain and body for even faster results. Coax your brain to produce more dopamine and serotonin, the brain transmitters that reduce stress during exercise, help you recover faster, sleep deeper, and stay younger. Release neurotransmitters that will keep your body and mind sharp during prolonged periods of work, sleep deprivation, and other stressful situations. Increase your libido and restore sexual well-being without hormone replacement or dangerous supplements. Stop exercise-induced joint pain, prevent aging of your skin, and reduce cellular damage that can make you look years older than your real age. You'll have all-day energy guaranteed from the 20 to 30-second movement patterns that shotgun your body's hormones back to their youthful state, so you can burn fat like you're a 20-year-old. In just 12 minutes per day, you can permanently upgrade your metabolism to use stubborn fat as your first source of fuel. Just click the Add to Cart button below to start experiencing every one of these amazing health benefits in just 12 minutes per day.